I'm here, right? Hey, everybody. Time once again for the Suwannee Sports Report. I'm Wayne Littrell, joined by this good looking guy here, the head baseball coach of the Suwannee Bulldogs. That's Coach Billy Moran. The Sports Report is presented by Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City. Would appreciate you stopping by and telling Stephen Jones, telling anybody there, just tell them, hey, appreciate you guys sponsoring the Suwannee Sports Report on River Country, man. We dig that thing. And right now it's the Diamond Dog podcast. So we're going to talk a little baseball, going to talk about the Suwannee Bulldogs, and we'll do that right after we take this quick time out here on rivercountrysports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory, and right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins, so make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
Back here on the Sports Report with Coach Moran. All right, Coach, Suwannee baseball. Last time I talked to you, last Monday, we were on a 2-game winning streak. Now, unfortunately, a 2-game losing streak. So let's talk about the week that was. I guess we'll go back to the Wakulla game, and we kind of knew that was going to be a tough ball game because we had beaten them in a close game on our field, now going to play at Wakulla, and it looked like things were going swimmingly until the wheels fell off, I guess, the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they were going swimmingly. I feel like we had a one-run lead early. We squandered some opportunities to score, and then bottom of the 6th, we got into a situation where they got a couple hits. They took the lead. Then we got a ground ball for a double play. We didn't turn that double play, made an error, and then it just kind of we just kind of went from there. We had a pitch and change. And when it's 1-0 for so long, and you've had opportunities to score and you don't score, and then late, if they take a lead late, it kind of just knocks the life right out of you. So it was 9-1. I think we gave up 9 in that one inning.
Yeah.
So
But a 9-run inning, I mean, you don't see that every day.
I mean, like I said, I mean,
So you went from a 1-run game.
yeah, one run.
We're up
We had a
1-0.
one-run lead. Yeah, we
All
had
the way up.
yeah, yeah. So that's really, I mean, that's really kind of on track for our whole season so far. We've played good baseball. We've pitched good baseball. Played good defense. And then usually in the 6th inning, or in the 7th, we have a bad inning. And I think that all stems from us playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Right.
And that's an attitude thing. That's a desire thing. And we're just getting so caught up in the pressures of the game instead of just playing free and you know executing within the game. Because if we go into that game and we get a couple of hits timely, we do a couple things right. I mean, we go into that inning and it's 4 or 5 to 0, and they don't score a run. They just won't score a run because you got to understand, when it's 1-0, they feel like they have a chance.
Sure.
When it's 4 or 5 to nothing, the they may still think that they have a little bit of a chance, but not much. And the same goes for us. When we're up 4 or 5 to nothing, we have more of a slam the door mentality than a I hope they don't score mentality. So, I mean, everything changes, and we're just like I said, we're just not getting the job done throughout the course of the game. We had a couple big strikeouts with, bases loaded, one out, runners on second and third. We're just making weak contact instead of putting ourselves in good situations and hitting the baseball. So,
And then turning that double play. I mean, that's something we did
oh yeah,
routine last year, and it just seemed like
yeah,
we're not. It's not coming as easy as it is.
that's right. And I think the score at that time was probably like 4-1 when we made that mistake. Um, you know,
How do you, how do you get the players? How do you coach the players to play loose, to play ball instead of being uptight? I mean, obviously that's a
I'd say what if
psychological
there's
question.
anybody that's watching live, we're live right now. If anybody's watching and they have an answer for that, I'd love to hear it. So
Calling doctor.
yeah. So, yeah, like I said, man, momentum is real. Momentum in life is real. When things are going good, it kind of seems like things just kind of line up for you a lot.
Uh,
And the more good that's happening, the more that good things come about. And the same can go the other way. When bad things happen, it just kind of seems like they just stack up and stack up, and that's really kind of where we're at right now. Is we're creating just negative gray cloud of a day, and then we're just like, well, it's probably going to rain, so I don't need to make plans to do anything, and then it starts to sprinkle and you're like, well, here comes the rain, so I'm definitely not going to be able to. And it's really not like that, man. It's like we're wasting a lot of time worrying about the rain, whereas if we would just do what we need to do, go throughout our day with our task,
Yeah.
by the time the rain comes, we would probably almost be done with what we need to get done. So, um, that's what I think we've got going on right now. It's just a little bit of us worrying about the future instead of just, worrying about our process. Our process is, hey, we can't control really the outcome of the game. What we can control is the way that we compete, the way that we attack the game. And it's kind of like a broken record. We've been saying this over and over, but
Yeah.
but at some point in time, we got to have a little bit of pride and a little bit of dog in us, and you know that's we're missing that. We're missing it.
Yeah, we've kind of been battling that all year long,
Yeah.
so still hoping to break out. But going back to that Wakulla game, looked like Gabe Garcia gave you 5 innings. He's starting pitching, pitched pretty well, it looks like.
I mean,
And then you had three relievers after that. Case Nickerson finally settled things down, I guess.
sure, yeah. I mean, Gabe pitched a great ball game. I think he gave up maybe like one or two hits. Uh, Pitching's not the problem. Those runs that scored, those 9 runs that scored, that's a byproduct of us not doing our job throughout the first 6 innings. Had we done our job throughout the first 6 innings, they don't score those 9 runs. Those 9 runs to me, there's nothing. We pitched very well. We pitched well enough to separate and slam the door. We just didn't do that offensively.
Yeah,
And
only 4 hits.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and our offensive approach. Now they threw a guy. It's not like we're facing big time arm against Wakulla. They threw a guy that was throwing 80 miles an hour, just really really slow. A lot of breaking balls, a lot of soft stuff. So our contact was, when we did have contact, it was weak contact. So it's hard to go from facing power arms to soft arms. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, I believe we're a better team than Wakulla. I believe that that we can, we have the ability to beat anybody. We gotta be able to find some confidence swinging the bat.
Yeah. 9-2 was the final, so we ended up splitting the series,
Mhm.
the season series with Wakulla. And then we get to Saturday's ball game, and
Yeah.
that was a pitcher's duel as we went over to St. Augustine to take on St. Joseph's Academy. So 2-0 final score. Tell me about that game.
Well, so this is one of those times where the rule of striking out 5 times doesn't come into play. I mean, we struck out one time on the day. Again, we faced a really soft lefty that was able to, throw a lot of, off speed, curveball, changeup type stuff. and we weren't creating good hard contact consistently. We had some opportunities, and we just weren't able to execute. Now we did run into some situations where we had we had a run that scored, and the umpire overturned a call and took a run off the board. And as you can imagine, I was very upset about it, and I went and let him know about it.
So there's not replay in high
No,
school
there's
ball.
no
How do
there.
they
No.
overturn a call?
Um, Man, listen, you get me all fired up talking about that.
Well, I'm just curious.
All I can tell you is the guy in the field made a call of safe. He had a perfect angle. He saw it perfectly. The other coach came out and challenged it. Talked to the home plate guy. Home plate guy was behind the play, couldn't see, didn't have an angle, and he called him out. So as you can imagine, I was irate. I went out and I let him know at a very high level how upset I was. Didn't cuss at him or nothing like that, but I expressed my displeasure for it at a very high volume, and you know, but didn't change it. They took the run off the board. Then we had a situation where his bases loaded and the guy balked and they didn't call it and would have scored another run. So, um,
Wow.
but I mean, again, you know, we
But so the field umpire makes a call.
yeah,
So the home plate umpire, coach goes out and talks to the home plate umpire. At that point, did he have the conversation with his field umpire? Because normally they
yeah,
get together.
they got together and overturned the call. Yeah, it was, as you can imagine, I was very, very upset. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
Yeah. And just like what I talked about positive momentum and negative momentum. So that was a situation where it's like, man, obviously Suwannee baseball is underachieving right now. And sometimes you need a little bit of a break to get some positive momentum going. And we're not getting that, especially when it comes to umpires, which is fine. But man, it would have been really nice to get something rolling right there. And so the guys have got to be really, really resilient because, even when we do execute and score a run, we're not able to get it upheld. So, um, I mean, all in all, we got to score. We got to score runs. Offensively, we know we have the capability of doing it. We just have to. Man, I talked to the guys today. We had a practice today. We had a good practice. I felt like we had a lot of positive stuff going on. Um, you know, I feel like we're in a good space, man. We just gotta we have to believe in our process. We have to understand that failure is part of this game. Like if you go up there, so this is what I'm seeing from my guys. They'll go up there and have failure their first at bat, and then immediately their shoulders slouch, their head goes down, and it's just like, oh, I guess it's going to be just like every other game. It's like, man, if you make one out the first at bat, that does not define you. And you're going to have so many more opportunities in this game, offensively, defensively, pitching wise. You may score the winning run because you go up there and you get hit by a pitch. And you may score the winning run in the game. So we can't check out mentally just because one thing goes bad. And that's what I'm seeing from our guys right now, which is so uncharacteristic of us because we're usually pretty mentally tough.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm addressing with them. And man, listen, the mental part of baseball is a grueling part of baseball, and that's where we're struggling at. We're physically we are very talented, but as far as mentally, we have got to be able to be more resilient.
And normally, you take that as a challenge. A guy strikes you out, he threw a good pitch or what have you. Now you've seen that the
Yeah.
guy, and you can't wait to get up there the next time.
Well, that's something that I'm telling these guys. When I played and the guys around me, it was like, man, if they got the guy out ahead of me,
Right.
he was telling us, hey, get me back up to the box because he won't beat me again. Now I've
Now I
seen
know
his
the
best pitch.
right.
He can't beat me now. That's the kind of thing is like that's the positive attack mode that we need to be in. And right now it's just like, oh well, he beat me, so I probably won't be able to beat him.
Right.
Like whoa, I
That's
don't.
never been the attitude. We're talking about a group that's played together since, Babe Ruth League and played travel ball and played middle school and played JV. I mean,
And
these aren't like these guys are just learning the game.
not only that, I've coached them since then.
Right.
So I've coached these guys most of them since they were 5 and 6 years old. this has never been, I tell them everybody, and I'll say this jokingly, but seriously, like it's their girlfriends, you know, because when they get done, their girlfriends and mamas tell them, oh, it's okay, baby, and all that stuff, and it's like,
Right.
listen, I know that's what mamas are for, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if I went out there and I was 0 for 4 and all that, my girlfriend didn't speak to me because she knew I wasn't in the mood to talk, and I knew that my dad was we was fixing to go to the field and get some work in,
Yeah.
and we wasn't going to accept 0 for 4 very many times. You know what I mean? So, but that I mean, that's the difference, I think. And I'm joking when I say that. Obviously, it's not the issue, but at the same time, I do think that like there's a degree of accepting failure.
Right.
Um, I don't I can deal with failure. I'm not accepting it. I'm dealing with it and taking it and going and say, okay, we lost a game. That's fine. But what I'm not going to do is just be okay with losing. No, I lost this game. It's gonna make me better because I'm learning how I lost, and I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're not doing great. We're just kind of making the same mistakes over and over again. And I've told our guys, like, if you look at our box scores, most of them have us tie or 1-1 or a lead all the way into the last.
Yeah.
And then at the last, it's just like we get worried that things are going to go bad, and then things go bad.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's no doubt there's a lot more distraction now than when you were a kid. When I was a kid, I mean, we didn't. But now you're hearing it not only from the girlfriend and from mom. You're hearing it at school. You're hearing it on
oh,
Twitter, on
Twitter, yeah,
Facebook, and
yeah,
social media.
yeah,
And so you're getting a lot of input that maybe you didn't get
yeah.
back then. But guys today just have to learn to block that out and have to stay focused, pitch to pitch, inning to inning.
Yeah. Well, and two, like I said, the phone is a distraction, because instead of having to kind of deal with my failures and address them, now that phone is a whole nother universe. I can escape all that, and so my whole point of all of this is I want everybody who plays at Swanee to have a chance to play at the next level. If you're going to play at the next level, you can't continue to fail the same way over and over and over again. They just, I mean, I love these guys. I'll do anything in the world for these guys. The college coaches, they only love you if you produce.
Yeah.
If you don't produce, they're going to they're
Well,
going to find somebody else to love real quick.
because their job's on the line. I
Yeah,
mean,
100%.
it's a
So
business.
and so that's right. And so I'm trying to prepare these guys for the next level. And when they don't respond to coaching, when they can't make the adjustments, I hurt for them because it's like, man, like, you're not going to make it at the next level, and I want you to make it. So there's a pain that we both experience together by not being able to achieve that goal. So for me, it's like I can't accept the failure for them because I want so badly for them to be able to make it to the next level and succeed at the next level.
Right.
So
I mean, my own personal feeling is, last year we didn't have expectations, and we kind of, I mean, we're a good ball club, and we kind of hit that stride and had a great season. I think what 23-10 was
yeah,
our final record. But this season, it seemed like there's more pressure on us because we expected out of the gate to be good
yeah,
instead of last year we kind of earned it
that's right. So it's almost like there's this feeling of entitlement, but instead of like, oh
instead of
man,
putting
like
in that
yeah,
work.
yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. Like you only get what you work for. And in baseball, sometimes you don't even get that. And it's hard. And and so that's the thing is I think that we are getting to this point to where we're doing stuff and we're going, I don't know, it's kind of throwing up our hands instead of just, pulling up our sleeves and digging down harder and deeper. So but I think, like I said, I one thing about me is, and I've told the guys, like, you know, I've never been a part of a losing team in my whole entire life, and I've coached 6U soccer, t-ball, baseball, you name it, football. I just never been a part of a losing team, and I'm going to figure out a way to get them all the information. So if we are short somewhere on knowledge or execution or any type of anything from my end, I'm gonna flip this thing upside down. I'm gonna like dump out the bucket of everything I got, and I'm just gonna lay it all out for them and let them say like, hey, whatever you guys need, it's here. Like I've got it. We've got facilities, we've got knowledge, we've got machines, we've got video, whatever you can think of, we have. You just have to be willing to accept the coaching. You have to be willing to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, what I've been doing is not working. I don't care if it worked last year, it's not working now. So I've got to make some minor adjustments and I've got to build a foundation of success,
Yeah.
you know. So
Extra time in the cage, taking extra ground balls. I mean, whatever it takes.
yeah.
But 2-0 the final score at St. Joseph's Academy. So 7-10 at this point.
Hmm.
Last year, if you took this at this point at the exact same date, we were 10-6.
Hmm.
So, and we were kind of getting on that run at that
Yeah.
point. So I'm thinking, now I know it's been kind of up and down, and 7-10 is not a great record, but we're kind of at that point where we can still get on that run. We've got two big games coming up this week. A
Hmm.
district opponent actually
Yeah. Wolfson.
tomorrow at Wolfson.
Yeah. Um, and make no mistake about it, you know, Wakulla is an average baseball team. We didn't play great. St. Joseph's Academy is a above average baseball team. They're very good. They're a very good team. They're very well coached. I mean, they're just good. So again, our strength of schedule is one of the toughest in the state, if not the toughest in the state. And you know, we are in ball games. We're in spots where we can win. I think in the region we're still. I think we're ranked 12th in the state, so we're like probably in the middle, maybe 4 or 5 in our region.
Yeah.
So we're still playoff eligible. Yeah, so we're still playoff eligible. We're still one of the better teams in our region. Now the schedule may not say that, but I know that. Our guys know that. We know how talented we are. We had a conversation about that today. You know, our lineup is unbelievable. You know, our guys that are on the bench, I mean, they would go anywhere else and be starters and huge contributors. And those guys are. It's not like we have guys that are just riding the bench.
Right.
Our bench players are being rotated in. Our guys that have been starting have been rotating to the bench. Like we're rotating guys, so everybody's getting looks, everybody's getting opportunities. You know, we have the ability to win a lot of baseball games from this point forward. It's just the mental. You know,
Yeah.
can we walk out there even though we haven't shown it? Can we go out there and expect to win?
Actually, if you look at the FHSA rankings, and I broke it down, this is 3A in Region 1,
Sure.
and right now we're fourth.
Sure.
We have the second best strength of schedule, only behind South Walton. They're number one right now,
Yeah.
followed by Fernandina, West Florida, and then Suwannee. But if you looked at strength of schedule, I mean, ours is 14.70, Fort Walton is 16.73. Nobody else is even close. You
Yeah.
got like Pensacola, for example, they've got a 14-2 record. Their strength of schedule is a negative 12.25.
I mean,
So
yeah. So I
just
mean, you look at that and like I don't want to speak out of turn, but like if we played Pensacola, that would not even be a good game to watch. I mean, we would
good.
yeah. No. We would. There's zero question. If you have a negative schedule, that means that you're playing very, very bad teams.
Yeah.
Like very bad teams. So
And a lot of people, I guess, do that. You get a good record and look at us, we won 20 games, but
yeah.
what are you really
Well,
doing?
well, I mean, at the same time though, like you can't like when I look at myself and what we've done, like, hey, we built a heck of a schedule. We've played some really, really tough teams. However, you know, we're on the cusp of having a losing mentality. And we can't do that. We got to be able to understand that we are winners. We've just been, and I told the guys I kind of compared a little bit with like lifting weights, if you want to bench press 225. If that's your goal is to bench press 225, you can't practice with, 10 pounds on each side. That's not, you're not going to reach your goal that way.
Right.
You have to add weight. And how do you know how much weight to add? Well, you got to put weight on there until you fail, you know?
Yeah.
And then you've got to be willing to continue to try that weight until you hit it. And there might be a little bit more failure than success, and that's part of it. But once you achieve that, once you hit that goal, and you bench press 225, usually that's the standard now. You don't go below that.
Right.
So
That's your personal best, and
that's right.
you're looking for that next
That's
PB.
right. So, and I think that's where we're at right now. And the thing is too is you look at your South Walton, you look at Bishop Snyder, St. John's Country Day, all of these teams that we've been playing, they're all senior heavy teams. Next year, we're going to be the senior heavy team, and you know we should be able to beat these guys. And we should be able to beat all of these teams. So, and because we're in a situation this year where we could beat them, so I mean, I feel very good about where we're at. My only concern is the mental for these guys, and I want them to believe in themselves because I believe in them and I know they can do it. I know they can win some of these games that they've been losing. I would say there's probably 3 games that we have played so far that it was like we weren't going to win that game. Like the other team just outperformed us. Um, but other than that, we have contributed majorly into the losses that we've had so far. So there's definitely room for improvement, man. And like I said, we had a really good practice today. I feel like offensively, I mean, as you can imagine, our practice today was
A little intense.
well, it was heavy offense.
Okay.
It was heavy hitting. Like we hit all day, did nothing but hit, worked on swings. I broke it down for them and just kind of showed them, their capability when they don't do bad things, like how good they can be offensively. I mean, it was a really good day, I felt like. And if they listen to me, if they believe in me and trust me and do what I have coached them to do, uh, then I don't think we'll lose another game.
Yeah. And they do believe in you still.
Well,
I mean,
I think they do. I think they
and
do.
coach and all your coaches. I mean, Coach
Yeah.
Baldwin, all the way down. Good coaching staff. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, like I said,
it's a confidence thing. Is all it is.
but here's the thing too. Like it's not me and then those guys. It's us. We're all in this together. So and they know that. They know that. They know that we're all in this together. And that when we don't win, it hurts everybody, not one person. It just hurts us all. So, and that goes for as far as like the baseball community. Like it's not Suwannee baseball varsity Bulldogs lose and then everybody says, "Oh, look at that." No, we all as a baseball community, we are all losing, and we want what's best for the program. So it's one of those things where everybody wants success. We just got to be willing to do what it takes to succeed.
I mean, Swanee's my school, so
Yeah,
we lose in softball. It hurts my feelings. I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
You're just always pulling for the green and white. I was looking at the district, and even though we're 7-10 right now, we're still the top. Now, as far as the
sure,
rankings go, we're
sure.
still the top seed
Yeah,
as far as district goes, just because of our strength of schedule.
yeah,
Baldwin is behind us. Paxson, for example, 10-3, but their strength of schedule is -2.10. So they're down Stanton. Now we play Wolfson
yeah,
coming up tomorrow night,
yeah.
and their strength of schedule not real good. Their record is 7-8. They've got a 0.74 strength of schedule. But this game on the road, uh, how do we feel going to Wolfson? Obviously, on paper, we ought to win this game.
Sure. I mean, and here's the thing too. We played Wolfson last year, a lot of the same. Their strength of schedule wasn't great. Ours was very, very tough. And we played them in the district first game and we smacked them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember
it
that.
was a
10-run rule, if I
yeah,
remember
it
right.
was a 10-run rule, but it was just like you guys are not
Right.
ready for this. And so I hope that our guys come in with that mentality because the truth is we are a far and beyond better baseball team.
So that's Tuesday. That's tomorrow.
Yep.
Wolfson. Then we go to Menendez, back to St. Augustine. Don't know anything about them. What does that game look like on Thursday?
It's a lot of the same. Menendez is I mean, they have a good coach.
The bigger school,
Yeah,
right?
it's a bigger school. They're again, if we go and just play our style of baseball, it doesn't matter who's on the other side. It
Okay.
never is going to matter who's on the other side. If we play our brand of baseball, we will have success.
Well, we need to get back to playing our brand of
I
baseball.
agree. I agree.
That's the bottom
I
line. So,
agree. And like I said, it could be Suwannee Middle School on the other end. If
yeah,
we don't play our brand of baseball,
yeah.
we're gonna have our hands full. You know, if we play our brand of baseball, it could be Stoneman Douglas, it could be IMG. It doesn't matter. If we play our brand of baseball, they're going to have their hands full. You know.
All right. Well, let's hope we can have a 2-0 week,
Yeah.
Coach, and next Monday it'd be a happier show.
I hope so.
It
I
sounds
hope so.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll take this time out, but we'll be right back. Suwannee Sports Report on rivercountrysports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
You were there at the beginning. You stood behind me, guiding me through good times and bad, teaching me lessons I wouldn't appreciate until later, preparing me for the day when you couldn't be here. What you've given me, I'll carry wherever I go. And because of your planning, I know I'll go far.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
And back here on the Sports Report, basically wrapping things up. Coach, wish you good luck coming up in these games. You guys still, relatively confident, and hopefully these tough practices going to pay off and
Yeah.
have a big week.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of going back to last week, talking about the pitching, Gabe Garcia pitched a gem. When we played against St. Joe's, Grayson Green started, didn't have his best stuff, gave up 2 runs. Then we went to Case Nickerson, sophomore, and he just came in and filled it up and did a great job. I think he may have given up like 2 hits, no runs. Maybe had a walk. I don't know what the box score was fantastic. So I mean, like I said, man, there's a lot of positive to take away from these games that we're playing, especially on the pitching side. Our pitchers are far and beyond, exceeding the expectations that we have for them. We just got to be better. And for most part, defensively, we do well. We just, we've had some timely errors defensively, but I mean, the biggest thing, man, we gotta produce offensively, and we gotta believe that we can. If you believe that you are going to win, then that helps the win.
Yeah, just
But
that attitude.
yeah, just that belief and the way, that charisma and the way that you carry yourself, and that's a winning mindset. So I think that's what we've got to do. Talk to the guys about that. I think they're going to do that, and man, I'm excited about this next week because I feel like we're going to turn a corner. Feel like we're going to have a lot of success. We should have, we got plenty of pitchers available. So yeah, I mean, I feel good about it.
All right, got a couple of road games this week. So on the road in Jacksonville and then St. Augustine, and you got come back back home on the 2nd after going to Tallahassee to face St. John Paul. Columbia is our next broadcast. That'll be on April 2nd. And I think that'll be a Thursday night. That'll be our next broadcast here. River Country also have the Newberry game we're going to broadcast. And we got a softball game coming up on April 10th against Fort White that we will broadcast here in River Country. And we have some specials, by the way, for advertising. Regular season special for the 3 games left on our schedule. And then postseason. We're going to follow you guys in the postseason. So got a special price for that. Just get a hold of us here at River Country and we will hook you up. Not a problem. You can reach me via email, rivercountrysports@gmail.com. Coach, anybody else you want to shout out to or thank or anything like that?
No, man, just we got a lot of home games coming up, so hopefully everybody can come out for the home games and come support the dogs, because I feel like we're fixing fixing to turn it on and get going in a positive direction.
Yeah, you got 5 straight home games
Yep.
after this long road trip, and so that'll be nice. They're in April. The weather should be perfect, so
Oh yeah.
come on out and support the dogs. And then, of course, we'll get into the postseason with district tournament, and then we'll get into 3A play, and exciting stuff still to come here
Oh
with
yeah.
Suwannee baseball.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Sports Report. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'd love to hear feedback. Again, rivercountrysports@gmail.com. You want to drop us a line or hit us up on Facebook or the website, whatever way you want to hit us up. Love to hear from you. Love to hear that feedback. The Suwannee Sports Report airs live Mondays at 7 o'clock, and then it's archived on the website for you to view anytime. The Sports Report is presented by Roundtree Moore Ford on Highway 90 in Lake City, Florida, and brought to you in part by Van Carpet One, by Farm Bureau Insurance, and by the Suwannee County School District. For Miss Tammy Neal, our executive producer, for Coach Billy Moran, I'm Wayne Littrell. Thanks for watching. See you next week on the Sports Report.